Hi, this video is about using the ORE indicator. Now, the ORE indicator is an indicator that is geometric. It's a reaction line, and it is what Andrews considered his most reliable indicator for getting in right near the beginning slash end of a move. So in other words, this is what the market did on, let's see, what day was this? This was on July 27th. Okay, this is what the market did. These are 15-minute charts. And it went right up to here, and it right at 1388 and then closed at 1356.92. Okay, and this was where the OR indicator was. And the theory with OR is very simpler, is that markets pass through it and then will not stay past it very long, and may pop through it on an intraday basis, on the 5 or 10 or 15-minute charts a couple of times. But this is where significant support slash resistance comes in, and of course support slash resistance depending upon whether you're going up or down. So let's see what happened. This was July 27th, for example. Okay, and as we look here, and we can see this was July 27th, and since this was posted, since I posted that at the end of the day, we can see that on Monday prices went a little bit past it in the SPY, just a tad, and then that was the end of it and went here. Now we give this particular or move here and this particular reversal here altogether a rating of 1. So there's an R1 rating, and these are all other OR points, and these were also R1 ratings. Now, what is the usefulness of doing that? Well, as we know with the laws of motion, one of them said effectively that when you have something moving in a direction, it will continue to move in that direction until a significant force moves it in the other direction. So, how do you find this significant force, and where is it, and all this kind of stuff in trading? And that can be a bit of a challenge, and we'll focus on that in a moment here. So what happens here is at each one of these R points, we also coincidentally had an ORE indicator come in that we posted. So in other words, there may have been one here, there may have been one here, 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 but we didn't post those in a public group. Public group would typically be like over here on CNN iReport. Okay, once you put this up, you can't erase it. So this another public group was WordPress. Well, WordPress you can erase, but once it's up there, if you want to say it's up there, you got to leave it because it kind of timestamps it. Okay, so moving back to the chart, using the OR with this. Well, what happens is when you have an OR indicator, it's always important to know how strong the move will be in the opposite direction. Now, there's different ways of doing that. One is look at what time frame you're using when you're calculating the OR. All of these used a similar time frame, and they ironically they projected a very choppy area in the market. But with the rating system that you have, as an advanced course member, we give you the details on that, and in the Babson course we cover that in incredible detail. So here you can see that these were R1 ratings, meaning that the expectation is that whatever move there would be that's a counter move would not be one that would necessarily exceed the previous higher rated move. So here you have an R7, here you have an R4. Okay, And so here you have an R1. So here you have an R1, then comes along an R7. Well, you know that when you a 7 is a stronger than a 1, and so it winds up taking you quite a bit further. Okay, so here you have an R7, and no matter what this was rated, it probably wasn't rated more than a 1 or 2, maybe a 3, and then boom, down we go. And coincidentally, the greater the number up here, the more pivots you have. And as you know, Andrews counted pivots in terms of gaps and in terms of reversals. So here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and here you have a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But then you get a 7. So here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So chances are it's going to keep going a bit more, unless it just goes up here briefly and gives you an R5 or R6 rated signal. Okay, so this is how you can use this with the ORE, and because one of the challenges really is dealing with this choppy type move, and this allows you to handle that quite easily. So whenever you do something with the ORE indicator, always be sure to get the rating. Now, the other thing you can do that's really kind of neat with the ORE indicator is you can project into the future. Remember, it's geometric. And so what happens is over here at this value down here, you have an R5 rating. So as prices come down, if they come down to this area here and do their little intraday reversal, and that's, you can see that on 15-minute charts and things like that, because this is a daily, then probability is pretty good there's going to be a nice move to the upside, because this down here, in this area down here in the future, okay, is an R5 point. Simple as that. Now, when did I know this was an R5 point? Well, when did I publicly acknowledge it? Well, what I said was, in the Russell index, for example, the next OR reaction point is about 8% below the closing value today. And this is what I mentioned on Friday. And let's take a look. Okay, so this was Friday. It was Friday. Here was Friday, right up there. Okay, so about 8% below. So down here. Okay. That's your next ORE point, and that one's rated in R5. So, in the fullness of time, we will see what happens. And this is how OREs are used as reversal points. Okay. So, I thank you for your time, and see you next time.